Hey everyone, I'm Anne.
And I'm Tracy.
And this is Beyond the Plot. How does that sound?
Good.
Welcome back to episode 3 of Beyond the Plot.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. So, I think me and Tracy would want to shit. No, not want to shit.
I'm okay actually.
Okay.
I'm good.
Again. Good. Welcome back to episode 3 of Beyond the Plot. I think this episode, me and Tracy are going to want to talk about the things that we've seen on the internet this week.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of funny videos, lots of crazy, I don't know. So there was one talking about the guy rating the numbers from 1 to 10. His favorite number is 3, by the way. And I think a lot of people agreed with him. And
In the comments?
I think I do too, actually. 3 is a great number from 1 to 10.
So would that be your favorite number?
No.
Okay.
My favorite is 8.
But it's up there then.
It's up there for sure. Because 3 is like just half of 8, right? Down the middle.
I mean,
kind
I
of.
guess.
Ish. But when you write it, it doesn't look like it.
Sure. Half of 8 is also 0.
Actually.
If you cut it like
That way.
horizontally, yeah.
Makes sense. And there's also this really strange video that I came across today.
Okay.
Tell
me about it.
It was a guy complaining about... So kids nowadays apparently on the internet are like saying the term legging legs.
Right. I'd never heard that until you mentioned it.
Yeah. And I have never heard of that until today. Apparently it's kids saying that if you have a thigh gap, you have legging legs. Isn't that weird? That's like so toxic.
It is.
Like, and for kids to be exposed to things like that on the internet.
What do you mean by kids though? Like how old are they?
I think they're in their teens, young teens.
like kind of like 14,
Yeah.
15. Okay.
13,
okay.
14, 15, maybe even younger. And it's just, they're girls who are, seeing this and comparing themselves to these older women or even
Right.
just kids still in their teens, and they have like thigh gaps. And it's just so...
Honestly, I feel like it's pretty sad that
It is sad.
this is what the world or this generation, or actually not just this generation, the whole world, humanity, society,
All ages.
that this is what it's become, that
Yeah.
even like kids feel that pressure even without people telling them straight up.
It's definitely sad because every time maybe like a young person opens up the app, it's just instant body dysmorphia.
Right.
Like you just look at these other people and think of yourself and think that, is this how I'm supposed to look?
Yeah, like
And
why do they all look like
yeah,
this?
and I don't think it's just applicable to the kids too. I think
Definitely not.
It's applicable to a lot of older people too in our generation or even older generations too. But then, more on it's getting worse as kids,
I feel like it gets worse for the younger generation as well because like we're on social media more than the old people.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's the older people don't have the insecurity. It's just that they don't see it as much as people like us or younger people.
They're not exposed to it the way that we are. And
right,
it's
exposed,
like, and a majority of these people on these apps too, it's like it's just not real.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's unreachable expectations, and then people think that they're supposed to conform to these beauty standards. Not even just women, it's also men. It's like it's everyone. Everyone's affected.
Everyone.
So there's this video, I think, or it was an article on Instagram that I saw of this girl. I think you know her if you watch The Boys.
Okay.
Her name is Erin Moriarty.
Wait, who does she play?
Starlight.
Oh, okay, Starlight.
So I saw this post of her, and she got plastic surgery done.
Okay.
And the photo that they used was actually very... The difference was insane, actually. She did not look like herself anymore. So it just got me thinking, if a celebrity could, feel that way, to feel the need to drastically change how she looked just so she could look like these Instagram models.
Right.
Because it kind of looked like she was doing that, with the high cheekbones, like the super filled lips and everything. I mean, for me personally, I don't have any qualms with people who get surgery at all.
Same.
Like, nothing at all. Like, please, if it makes you feel good, then do it for you. That's all that matters. Do it for yourself.
Do it because you want to do it and not because you feel pressured to look a certain way or because someone said like, oh, you're ugly or you're this and that.
Yeah. Because once it becomes that, I mean, if you were my friend and you came up to me and said that you're doing this for somebody else or doing something for, like, I would be like, please don't, you know?
Same. I'd also be like, why? Like,
Yeah.
why should someone else tell you how to look or what to do?
So it's, I don't know, all these filters, all of these, I don't know, these,
Even when you open the camera on some of these apps,
yeah. It's just,
there's
say
already
that
like an
though.
automatic filter on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was it? Oh, it's still on. What? Did it
Am I
just
crazy?
Did it just get weaker or did I blink?
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. No, I think something happened with it.
Okay.
Yeah. What you should do should just be for yourself. And like, you know, love yourself and do what you want.
I mean, to some extent.
Yeah, to some extent, of
Don't
course.
do some stupid shit.
Yeah. Of course not, but you know, self-love. I'm a very, you know, I'm an advocate for that. Even though I'm not the best advocate for that, I still, you know,
Yeah,
believe in it.
you gotta love yourself more, dude.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Was that personal?
No, it was just that was part of my
Oh, okay.
that was part of the podcast.
Oh, okay. Then because you say that to me, I'm good person.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm telling you also
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Oh. TikTok versus Universal. That shit's
Another
crazy
thing on
too.
the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know how that stuff works,
Because
but it
all
definitely
legal
sucks.
shit.
Yeah.
I think it was because TikTok was complaining about how Universal doesn't protect their artists and stuff like that. And
Okay.
Universal was complaining about how TikTok needs to compensate the artists for the
Okay.
music. But then, I don't know, they both go hand in hand.
I get both of the points though.
I do. That's why, like, and they both need each other, basically.
Yeah.
TikTok needs the music, and the artists need a platform.
Right.
So,
For people to hear their songs,
Yeah.
for people to share it, use it on videos.
yeah, and it's like become one of the biggest platforms for you to
Right.
share your music. Like, you could get famous just like that.
Yeah.
You know?
But dude, it would be so weird too if like suddenly all these videos are just gonna be muted, right?
Yeah. Like, I think
weird.
I've seen, because I was getting into it a while ago.
Oh, you've seen it firsthand. That
Yeah.
like it was actually muted. Okay.
Yeah, taken out due to copyright
Oh, shit,
reasons. I was looking at people's videos and like it was just quiet.
That's so sad.
I know. They were just dancing and it was just silent and I was like, oh.
Dude, can't like TikTok pay or like some kind of like agreement that allows people to still use it if they used it before? Although I know that's not how it works, but
Yeah, I don't know about that. But then I think it was just because that their agreement expired at the
Right,
end of this month and they just haven't come up with a new agreement
I
yet.
like to renew it somehow.
So I've been watching this series. It's called The Sopranos.
Oh, okay.
It's old. It came out in the 90s.
Right.
And I think it was showing until the early 2000s.
Probably, yeah, makes sense.
And you know, people think it's, even I thought before, that The Sopranos was just about the mafia, you know, underground Italian goings on and everything. But it's more than that. I realized that the show is just as much about mental health,
Okay.
which was really
That's
surprising.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty surprising.
It was very surprising, and I'm so into it now. I think I'm on season 5.
How many seasons are there?
6.
Okay.
So I'm almost done. And it's just, you know, you see all these characters and you think they're very, like you know, he's a mafia boss, basically. And all these other people in the mafia too, like who are with him, have all these issues. And it's like to see these people that have power and it's like them being kind of open to their mental issues
Yeah.
is very refreshing.
Or for them to even also be struggling
Yeah.
with stuff like that.
And it's like, at first they're in denial, of course, because, you know, that's not the way it is in the mafia and this and that. But at some points, they really just accept it and they try to work through it and they even learn things. Like, especially in the 90s,
Right.
like, that stuff was still kind of taboo. Like,
Yeah.
you don't
Just like a
really,
stigma with
yeah,
it.
you don't really talk about mental health like that. I mean, it's more openly accepted now, of course, but then back then, not so much. So it was really surprising to find out that it was in the 90s. And it also gave me some nostalgia because I was kind of growing up at that time. I mean, I was, not kind of.
I was gonna say
A little
kinda,
bit. I was growing up
little
at that
bit.
time. And when I was watching some of the episodes, it was like, oh, I was also watching that, or I was also doing something like this. But yeah, it's him and his family and his other family, which is the mafia. So
His family. Okay.
his family.
I remember my family would watch that, and I would kind of like see parts of it, but I never really got it because I was a kid.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not something that I think a kid would understand.
Yeah.
Or have the patience like watch
capacity.
it, or the capacity to
Yeah.
even like sit down and watch something that on the surface is just about
It was
that.
pretty deep, and it was also very, it's HBO, so it's
Right.
it's very like sexual imagery
Yeah.
in some parts, and like very
As HBO is.
yep,
Yeah.
and yeah, very violent also. Lots of killing.
Very HBO.
So yeah, I keep hitting the fucking
I
mic.
know.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Let me check the time, huh?
Yeah.
18 minutes.
What was that, an ad?
It was an ad.
After you
Yeah. If I exit the app, there's an ad for it. Have I ever seen you wear a hat?
a hat? Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't wear a lot of hats.
I don't think I've ever seen you wear a hat, actually. Come to think of it.
I never know where to put my hair.
You mean like over ear, under ear?
And then if like where to keep it on, where to let it stay. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Or I can if I put it on with a mirror first, but I can't like take it off and put it back on.
Because there are times also when I wear a hat, and it's so weird because I wear it and then my hair is like kind of thick, right? So it goes
Yes.
over my ears,
Yeah.
and it looks like I'm wearing earmuffs under that. It's just so funny.
Dude, I feel the exact same way.
Yeah, it's just
I always wondered how
weird. people.
people did it.
Yeah, and some people do it so effortlessly too,
Right.
just like
Right?
And just
And
go.
it looks good.
yeah. And I'm just here like, how do you do that? And sometimes because my hair is pretty thick, it like looks too poofy, and it's just like, ugh, this does not look right for me, lang ha, personally, because
That's how I feel too.
Yeah,
Which is
because-
why I just avoid it.
so it's like everything is really just doing it for yourself.
Oh, okay. Full circle. Yeah.
Full circle. Just do it for yourself. If it doesn't feel right to you, then don't wear a hat,
Yeah.
or don't do this and do that.
I own a hat. I don't wear it.
You own a hat?
I do own hats, yeah.
McLaren hat.
Yeah, also the Yankees.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the McLaren one I remember.
Phillies. I actually own quite a few hats.
Yeah, you
I
just named another
never
one. I was like,
wear.
you have another one?
I do. It's like navy blue, maroon, orange.
Cute. I love a navy blue hat.
Me too,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't wear it. But I have it.
Yeah, not your thing. So yeah, anyway, speaking about mental health.
From hats.
Yeah, from hats. It's just, me talking about it makes it seem like I don't have any bad days. Like, of course I do.
I think even like just the fact that you were to bring it up, I wouldn't think that you were saying that because you've never felt anything like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
It comes from experience for sure.
Sorry, I feel like I took you around like the scenic route there, like using way too many words for
okay.
what could have been direct.
Filler.
Yeah, you know that I always had enough words on my essays.
Yeah, definitely. Like a lot of, and thus far, like a lot of those, I don't know.
Although the blah blah blah.
Therefore, but yeah, anyway. So I have my days where I feel like absolute shit for sure.
Yeah.
And like I think of myself in the worst possible way and this and that, and I'm just at my lowest. And it's like sometimes you think you're low, but then it can sometimes go lower.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
It sucks, huh? But then nowadays I'm trying to remember to like be a better friend to myself.
Right.
So it's been a bit easier, but then still like a lot of hard work to like pull yourself out of that kind of like hole or like this cycle that you get into of like negative thoughts, because sometimes it spirals.
Yeah.
It just goes like one negative thought and then it just like pours into everything else in your life, and it's hard.
And I think
It's so
even as
difficult.
you like start to feel better, it comes back in like waves, where it's like, okay, I feel better, and then like, oh no, I don't feel better again. I feel better, I feel like shit.
Yeah. And it's like you have those triggers too that
Right.
like something happens, or someone said something and then it brings you back somewhere, and it's like, this is not where I want to be, or like it's taking me back here, like
Right.
I don't want to be here right now and stuff like that, and it's just like spirals. But then it's really just, for me, I really just try to remember that it's really just all in my head.
But then I feel like that's what makes it the hardest, because it is in our heads.
Yeah.
It's not like a physical thing that like it's broken, you can repair it. Or you can't like look for parts for it and just be like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what's broken, let's
Yeah.
fix that, let's add in like a new screw.
Yeah, this is what's missing. Like, just, I don't know.
Like, oh, the capacitor is broken. I don't even know what a
What is a
capacitor.
capacitor?
Honestly, I don't know, but I hear it in
What? I need to call
things.
my dad. What is that?
I
What is a
can't really call
Yeah.
mine. And he doesn't have to call me.
You know what was funny that I saw also online on TikTok?
What?
Blind karaoke.
Oh, shit, yeah. I see those all the time.
I don't think I'd skipped a video yet just because I think it's so funny how people are so confident that
Right.
that's the song that they think is playing.
And it's so wrong.
Yeah, it's so wrong. And I'm like, I think I could get this. Like, I'm so confident in my ear that
Yeah.
I think that I could get the song, but then also I could just be shitting I could just not shitting myself, but I could just be
Bullshitting?
Yeah, bullshitting myself, not shitting myself.
Why does it have to be yourself?
I don't know.
You can just end up
Bullshitting. It would also be so weird if I said
What?
I'm just shitting.
That would be super weird and quite visual, actually.
I'm just bullshitting. There we go.
That's still weird. I don't know why.
I'm just playing around. I don't know.
It bullshit?
But anyway, yeah, I would think that I could do it good. Like, I think that, like, this one person was, I think, singing Katy Perry's Fireworks. And then, ice cream?
I think a church.
Oh. Ice cream
Feel
at
like
this time.
more likely a church.
Okay. I forget
So
that there's a church
weird.
near here.
Passes?
Sinulog is over, though, right? Yeah.
So weird. It felt like it was. Oh, it's because I can hear it on my. That's why I was like, why did it sound like it was coming from everywhere? That's why.
I forgot what I was saying. All right. Something about fireworks. Katy Perry's song Fireworks. There was this guy who was, that was the song on the screen, and he was holding it up, and then he was like, and then he sang a completely different song. And I was like, what? You can't hear that? Like, that's Katy Perry.
Dude, I would be so bad at that, which is why I was surprised you were very confident.
Oh, yeah.
That you could do it. Dude,
Yeah.
I can't. First of all, I don't even karaoke. I have
Right, I
such a
karaoke.
fear of singing in public with other people around me in the same area.
But we went to karaoke once. You just didn't
And
sing.
did I sing?
No.
I
you didn't
sat.
sing. Yeah, you sat. And you watched the screen.
I watched the screen.
Yeah, you did.
I was supportive.
Oh, yeah. Super. But never sang. But yeah, I think I could. I mean, I think...
We should actually try it then one of these days.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be on one of our episodes for sure.
Yeah, like, can Anne actually
Guess the song.
guess all the songs
Yeah.
on blind karaoke?
Oh, that would be so
And then
fun.
we can, like, do bets on it. Do bets.
Do bets.
Make bets
Polls.
on it. We can,
Yes, no.
yeah, whatever. Something like that.
If
We
you had
can-
merch, you would win a shirt.
But we don't have merch, so
Not yet.
please ignore that.
Yeah. Do you want like a mic thing?
A mic?
A mic
No,
thing.
Not giving away mics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's so lucky though for like guys, but like when they go out at night, they just shower and then they just leave their houses.
I know. Like the most that they think about, like the most that guys think about is really their outfits.
Oh yeah, or their
That's
hair.
it. Or their hair, yeah. Like, oh, I'm having a bad hair day. Like, yeah, good for you. I have like so much else to, like a lot of other things to do
Yeah,
and worry
dude, that's
about.
why I hate it when people are like, "Oh yeah, like come out now," and I'm like, "They'll fucking notice."
It's a whole production, okay? First of all,
For
I have to
real.
shower. And then, yeah, like the shower has to be great. Like, I've got to scrub and I got to smell good. And then next, I got to do my hair. And then the makeup. And then the outfit. And if the outfit...
you do your hair first before you do your makeup.
Yeah. Because my hair needs to sit for a bit for the humidity to kind of like, you know, like settle into my hair. Because it's so fucking humid here.
Right.
So, and my hair isn't... I don't know if it's made for it. Probably not. But
Probably
then,
not. Yeah.
But then, like, when it's humid outside, or like if it's humid around, like I do my hair, it's so nice. And then after that, it just falls flat, or not really flat, but then like the wave comes that I don't like, the one that I tried to like blow dry out. It like
Okay.
comes back like, and I'm just like, no, fucking
It's like the way it
humidity.
falls too.
Yeah, it's like it's just not right. That's why nowadays I wash my hair at night, and then when I wake up in the morning, it's like completely dry, or like I kind of half dry it, or I dry my bangs or like the top of my head, or at least the hair on my scalp, and then the next day it's like, you know, it's better.
Did you see that thing where people said that if you don't want your hair to get like messy when you sleep, to tie your hair with like putting your you put your head down
upside
and then
down
you kind of
bun.
like put it in a bun of sorts.
I've tried everything.
I've definitely tried it as well. There was a point where my hair was so long.
Don't you sleep with your hair tied though?
I don't anymore.
No,
I used to.
Why?
But
Why
I
not
feel like it
anymore?
was tugging at my like forehead.
Oh, yeah.
Felt like I was losing hair.
I heard that too. Like if you wear your hair super tight in a ponytail all the time, it like recedes your hairline.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
got so freaked out. I'm like, I'm never tying my hair that tight to my head.
Right. And I would always have to like tie it pretty tight because at one point I had so much like hair. It was so long.
Yeah, your hair was really
Yeah.
long. I think the longest I've seen your hair was like almost the whole way down your back.
Yeah, but
I
like
think.
not quite.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't reach my butt.
Yeah.
I think
almost. I think almost.
I don't think I would ever have my hair that long that like reaches my butt because it would be
That's pretty long.
hard to manage. It's not on your butt.
Yeah, but then I've had it. I've tried it.
I mean, you want to get like stuff on it, like shit. How could
Okay.
you peacefully poop if
With your hair tied.
Okay, obviously, okay, I
Or,
guess.
like you just put it to the side, or I don't know.
I guess.
Okay, yeah, I've never had my hair that long. It would go in the toilet.
Right. Oh yeah, that.
That's really weird.
Like, cause I've seen people with like very long hair, but it's rare because.
Yeah, it's just not a lot of people have super long
I've
hair.
always wondered like, how does it not just get tangled around their bodies or their arms?
Oh my god, the stray
Or-
hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate the stray hair
So
so
annoying.
much. Like, I think we talked about this
All the time,
When you
I
had
think.
I remember when you had your old couch, and
Yeah.
then something would just tickle my leg. Sometimes it would be the feather coming out of the
Right.
couch, but then sometimes it would also be just a random hair
Yeah.
or whatever. Like I think I saw one of my photos from last year. I went on a trip with a couple of my friends, and then I saw this picture and I was like, oh, it's so cute. And then I just see like a little hair over there, and I'm like, ah, fuck,
little
that
strand
one
of hair.
random hair. Sometimes you think it's a
So
bug.
annoying. All the time.
Yeah, I hate
All the
that.
time.
And I hate cockroaches the most. And sometimes I just have the worst thoughts, like, oh my god, was it a cockroach? Just a hair. I hate
Dude,
it.
I always think it's like an ant or like
Yeah.
a mosquito.
Okay, that would be more. I just have a fear.
Cockroach isn't my first thought
Yeah.
when I feel something on my leg.
It's because I had an experience when I was in high school
Okay.
where I was about to go to sleep.
Okay.
And then I was like comfortable, and then I felt something move on the side of my head. And then, I was like, oh, what the fuck was that? I turned on the lights.
Oh, no.
It was a cockroach, and it was
Oh,
like one of
God.
the biggest ones I've ever seen in my life. It was like the size of my
Oh hell no.
pointer
The ones
finger.
that fly.
Yeah, the ones that fly, and it was so dark brown. I'm not even kidding. It was so dark brown. It was, it's making me feel weird just
Dude,
thinking about
The
it.
flying ones are definitely the worst. Like, have you ever heard cockroaches like flapping their wings or whatever the fuck it is?
That's when
Their
they're super big,
shells?
and you hear the flapping
Dude.
wings.
It's like okay,
That's
how it
it's not
sounds
bad.
like. That is not what it sounds like. Like,
but I know what you mean. It's really like tapping
dude, it's
against their
weird. Like,
bodies.
dude, one time I heard it in the shower and I was sitting in the toilet and I freaked out so much.
I would have too.
I ran out of there. I was like, no way. Nope. Fuck no.
Yeah, fuck. Cockroaches are the worst insect, I think. Or I don't know. I don't like insects in general. Ugh.
I feel like killing them is like pretty hard or scary to do.
Cockroaches?
Yeah, but the even scarier thing is like when you're done killing it and you're like, now I
Trying to-
gotta pick it up.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of
How
times,
thick is your tissue?
dude? Honestly, like sometimes I'm so freaked out by it that I won't even pick it up. I'll just kind of like put paper towels over it and wait for like when they clean my room the next day. And
So
I'll
it's just
be
like there,
here.
dead.
Yeah,
Just
like you're gonna
rotting away.
tissue on the floor. Underneath is a dead cockroach.
Okay, got it.
So
Next
that's
time.
like out of sight,
Yeah, okay.
out of mind, right? It's the same.
But the thought, it's just
But
there.
I can't see it.
True.
And I don't have to pick it up.
Okay, peace of mind then, just for a bit, even.
I tried to pick it up once.
Was it crunchy?
Ew! Why would you say that? No, I try to like layer the paper towels, like maybe like 6 of them. A lot.
6 paper towels.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Sometimes like, it's so thick, I don't even have a grip on whatever like bug I killed.
Yeah.
So
It's just
like I
like
kind of have to like wing it. Like, did I pick it up? Did I not?
you don't even look at it?
I look at the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I flush it because I'm scared that I don't know it'll come back to life.
I flush the big bugs too.
Bye bye.
Yeah. I can't.
Go home. But yeah, you're getting out of my
Back
home.
to the sewers.
Yeah, back to the sewers where you belong, cockroach.
Oh my god. So there are times that I have these racing thoughts at night, and it's like it really keeps me up. Like I think about the conversations that I've had,
Same.
maybe like in the past how many days, or not even days, sometimes it could even be months back. And I would just think about the conversations that I had and what I could have said, and like what I could have said better, or like what I could have said to make a better point, or stuff like that. And it just really keeps me up at night, you know? It's crazy.
I completely get you because I feel the same way. Like there's so many nights where I can't sleep because my brain just decides to be like, all right, you know what? Here, think about this one thing that happened ages ago that you don't even really care about, but now like think about it. Think
Yeah.
about it. Like deconstruct every bit of it, replay the scenes. You're both characters. You're all characters. Just, oh God, I hate it. I hate it.
And it's so crazy because it could, I mean, I said a while ago that it could go back months,
Right.
but then really it could go back even to your childhood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Ugh, it's,
there really is no limit. I think.
yeah.
At one point, I feel like it was getting a little too hard for me to even kind of like function and just not like have these thoughts constantly going back to my head and
Yeah.
thinking about it and regretting it or whatever. And so at one point, I decided that I was going to Google it and I wanted to know what other people thought or how other people who went through the same things or who goes through the same things, like how do they cope with it?
Yeah.
And there was this one person who actually said something that until this day, like it's something that I do when things like that just pop into my head. What they said was if there's a memory that just has like negative associations with it or stuff that you don't really like want to think about or don't want to remember and kind of haunts you or fills you like regret or all that negative shit. Anyway, they were like, instead of like trying to forget it, you should just keep thinking about it until like you get so used to like the memory or the image or the thought of it that it no longer phases you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember how I found this. I think because at one point I couldn't take it that I started Googling if it was like possible to make myself forget so that I wouldn't have to think about it. And obviously I did not make myself forget.
Yeah.
But I did come across that really
Useful article.
yeah. Wasn't even an article. It was more of like a reply on a thread, just a random comment.
Oh, I love threads.
Yeah.
I always go on Reddit also just to see, you know, because sometimes it gets lonely in your head. So like you, I would like go on forums or on threads
Yeah.
to see like what would people do to cope with these thoughts, or how would
Right.
they deal with it.
Yeah.
And then you just realize that there's so many people going through the same things that you are, and you're really never alone.
That is one of the good things about the internet. Because I think that we were kind of talking about the bad things about like the internet at the start.
Negative
But
effects.
there are also good things about it.
Of course.
Like now people know that they're not alone. There are other people who feel the same way, who've gone through the same things.
Yeah.
And
So it's really like a two-sided coin. It's really like there's the bad side that's like, you know, it has a negative effect on people, and people are really highly influenced by the wrong things. And then there are the people who are, you know, trying to steer clear from it or trying to cope with the negative effects of what those things make you
Right.
think. Like,
But yeah, I think it's pretty funny how at the same time the internet makes people feel like they have that emotional support because they're not alone. But at the same time the internet also has ways of making a person feel so alone, which is a crazy wild contrast, I think.
it's really wild because you have all these people who relate to you, and yet you look around you, they're just all on the screen, you know, like it's not really anybody there physically.
Right.
It's really like you said, wild. For me, it's all about like perspective too. Like, yes, you are alone. And yes, you are also not alone at the same time, because there are all these other people who feel the same way you do and see things the way you do. And I think like you should just stick to, the feeling or like that thought where you're not alone. And it's like, even if you do feel physically alone, like we're all connected in some way. I don't know. I don't know how to really
Through the World Wide Web.
It's so crazy. Like the concept is there, and I'm trying to grasp it and say something about it. But then, and I'm sure like, for those who are watching this, they can understand what I mean. I just can't fucking word it.
Yeah.
But then the feeling is there. I'm more of an emotional person, and it's like I feel that way. Words aren't really my best,
I'm also a very emotional person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I'm too emotional, but I've always been emotional ever since I was a kid.
Same.
But also, you know what? I think that with everything, there's always going to be a good and a bad.
Oh, yeah.
There's always like pros and cons to everything. Even when you're buying something, pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, there's nothing that has no cons.
Definitely.
And if that existed, crazy.
Yeah, that's like, it would cost probably so much money. No? Yes? I don't know.
I don't even know if it would cost something. Because
Priceless.
can you even make something
No.
that would have like zero faults?
I don't think so.
Impossible.
It's very human to have faults.
Yeah.
It's very human to make things that have faults. And it's, it's just the way the world works. Two-sided coin. And it really reminds me of this song from John Mayer. It's called War of My Life, I think.
Okay.
Or War on my I forget. War of My Life, I think is the name. And it's basically what I got from it was he's talking about a time in his life or times in his life where he's facing or he's coming to face his demons. And it's basically facing it head on with like, not really a positive mindset, or as much as possible with a positive mindset, but then mostly like being prepared for whatever has to come.
Or I think it could also be a different perspective.
Yeah.
Maybe not a positive like
Yeah.
way of looking at it, but a different way of looking at it.
Yeah, like stepping back and like seeing it from a different angle and perspective. Fucking same thing. I just worded it differently. But yeah. Nobody's perfect. People do the wrong things or say the wrong things.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it works, I just nowadays I have a deeper understanding of how people work, I think. In my mind, I think that. Like, it's the story that I'm telling myself. I think that I'm more aware of humans and how they function.
Because they're not all the same.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's the same person. Literally, everybody is different in their own ways. Even if you have a twin, you are different in some
like
way.
the way people want to be talked to.
Yeah.
Like, some people could think this is okay, but other people could get like really offended over what you said.
Definitely. Just by the tone, or I don't know, something.
It is also all about like
Yeah.
the person's tone, how you present your thoughts, your ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe we
for
talked about
sure.
this.
Yeah, we did. Again, episode 1. And yeah, bottom line is you just, I don't know, love yourself and do things for you to an extent. Think of other people also.
And if you don't quite love yourself yet, I think that you can try every single day to like love yourself a little more and more until you're at the point where you do, because I don't even love myself. Honestly, some days I despise myself. I cannot stand myself. But yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, be a better friend to yourself every day, which is what I'm trying to do.
Right.
I think we should all do that.
Because at the end of the day, we really only have like ourselves to rely on.
Yeah, for sure. You, your thoughts. And it's really like, the way you treat yourself. If you treat yourself better every day, I think that life could be better for you in many aspects. It's all about like the energy you give out and like the energy that, I don't know, I'm a firm believer in energy. So
I completely get that, but there are also days where I say, all right, you know what? I'm going to look at this like super positively and everything's going to go well. And then like a light switch, it's just like, I just don't feel good anymore. Now I'm even with all the like positive thoughts, it's like, oh, now I'm not here anymore. I've taken myself emotionally and mentally from like this situation, and I don't anymore.
That's where it's difficult because you really have to battle with yourself. And like, even if things are going the wrong way, like in every single way imaginable, that's where you rely on yourself and you trust yourself enough to like tell yourself like this is temporary. Like
Or
everything
be
is
there for yourself.
yeah,
Be
everything
strong
is
for yourself.
temporary and like this will pass and tomorrow will be a better day. And even if it's not, could be the next day.
Yeah.
Could be the next day.
Next week.
Yeah. It could be a shitty month. Could be a shitty year. Fuck.
I think eventually is a hopeful kind of word. That one day you'll get there. We don't know when, but
One
eventually.
day. So the bottom line is really just love yourself, be a better friend to yourself, do things for you,
Yep,
but
and
also
only for you.
yeah, but also think of other people. Also, weigh things.
Yeah. Don't be like a shitty person.
So that's it for episode 3 of Beyond the Plot, and catch us next week for episode 4, where we talk about no clue yet.
Other things.
See you next week. And again, I'm Anne.
I'm Tracy.
And this is Beyond the Plot. Subscribe.
Woo. Episodes on Wednesdays.
That's
Okay, cool. Whoa.
I know.
Aggressive.